It's being called the Miami zombie attack, a man who was clearly not in his right mind when he ate off most of another man's face. Well, it turns out the homeless victim in this case, before spending nearly 4 decades on the street, reportedly attended Stuyvesant High School, one of the most prestigious high schools in the country. We'll do you the favor of blurring the now all-too-accessible gory image of 65-year-old Ronald Poppo's half-eaten face.
And the guy was like tearing him to pieces with his mouth.
The result of one of the more gruesome attacks in recent memory. Instead, we thought we'd start here at Stuyvesant High School in Lower Manhattan and tell you about this young man, the same Ronald Poppo, reportedly a member of the class of 1964. According to the Miami New Times, he earned a bronze scholarship certificate, joined the Latin Club, and worked in the school's guidance office. Impressive credentials, which makes it all the more baffling how a teenager with such a solid academic foundation ended up a drifter who lived and almost lost his life on the streets. What we do know is this 2005 color mugshot of Poppo is from a trespassing arrest on Miami's MacArthur Causeway. It's the same roadway where police say 31-year-old Rudy Eugene spent a bone-chilling 18 minutes attacking Poppo over the weekend. And while no drugs were found at the scene, Pix 11's Dr. Steve says investigators are on the right track in speculating that Eugene may have been high out of his mind on a designer drug, a synthetic stimulant called bath salts. Why? Aside from chewing off 80% of another man's face while naked, an officer at the scene had to shoot Eugene several times in order to put him down.
Bath salts could definitely have done this because besides the effects where we get increased heart rate and increased blood pressure, we also know that it causes extreme paranoia, delusions, and hallucinations.
To be clear, we still do not know if Rudy Eugene's actions were drug-related or the result of some acute mental illness. We'll know more with the release of a toxicology report. In Lower Manhattan, Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.
This is Ronald Poppo after a horrific attack by a man who chewed his face. The 65-year-old homeless man lost his nose and is now blind in one eye. He also suffered a brain injury, although the damage isn't permanent. Hospital officials in Miami released the pictures on Tuesday.
When Mr. Poppo arrived, clearly he had suffered very devastating injuries to his face. You really couldn't make out his identity or what his facial features were before the trauma.
This is what Poppo looked like before the attack. The man who inflicted the injuries, Rudy Eugene, was shot dead by police when he refused to stop. He was naked at the time and police say he may have been under the influence of a stimulant known as bath salts. Doctors say Poppo is temporarily blind in his remaining eye but otherwise recovering well.
He's pleased to report to all of you that he's feeling well. He's eating, he's walking around with physical therapy, he's talking with us. He's had quite a bit of surgery already by Dr. Kassira here to my right, and there's still quite a bit more to go.
A fund launched by the hospital to pay for Poppo's medical costs has raised about $15,000. Paul Chapman, Reuters.